well, Ezreal already out on the table. No Kalista, no Aphelios. We talked about the Karma being left open. We'll see what the priority lands here for V5.
I imagine it's going to be the Ashe here for SamD.
This could be punished.
Well, that's the thing. UBU has just high priority on this Renekton so damn often, and it does leave, especially Khan to just do whatever the hell he wants. Yeah.
Khan plays Quinn top. So
oh, no.
We'll see if this is a mistake, because we've already got the Nidalee nice and early here. Tien does play the Graves quite a lot, so let's see what the assumption is for the jungle matchup.
Well, you might have had your apathetics moment right there, because it looks like we are going to have the Graves coming in. I think as well you could end up seeing just a Karma locked in here, or maybe we do just see that Quinn gone for straight away, avoid that being banned away in the second rotation, because I don't see why as FPX you don't just look to go for this side lane split push and have Khan, well, on the wings of Valor bring you to victory.
That's true. We'll see, because usually a final lock-in, well, no, actually, you're right. Might see it soon. Ignite with the Graves jungle, by the way. Keep an eye on that. That has been a go-to.
Either way, I think on V5 side, I think Ashe will probably be the next pick here for themselves. It's kind of been what they've defaulted to with SamD. So, actually going to go with the Wukong. Oh, I mean, I'm surprised by that. You're kind of opting into a bad matchup, but eventually Wukong can do a lot of work. Here, though, there's the Ashe. You're a bit worried about being dropped down the priority list when it comes to the second ban phase, and SamD's Ashe is undefeated right now. It's only 2 games, so not a massive accolade, but still it's looked really, really clean. He's only died once on this and has, I don't have the stat in front of me, but like, I think it's a 19 KDA or something like that.
Let's just say it's 900, yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool, yeah. Round it up.
Rounding up. So you start to lose supports. It's interesting because both teams have opted away from supports early on, where a lot of other LPL teams will pick this up as soon as possible. And you got the Nautilus taken away. You've got a lot of questions as to whether FPX will do the same with a support pool.
I imagine if on V5 here, I can go towards something like Bard, banned away, but still Leona works pretty well here. You get that guaranteed engage, or at least that follow-up on the pick potential with the Ashe. And the idea usually when we see the likes of, you know, this Renekton and stuff like this is where, okay, we can start to try and play this kite back composition where we don't give the Renekton an opportunity to actually get in and he turns into just a meat shield and a buffer for damage. Well, that becomes a much more difficult prospect when you have this long-range engage from Ashe, and if you want to pair it with something like that Leona.
Set's going to be the band instead. It's interesting because Crisp actually plays a lot of set support. But now it's really limited. There's been such a big focus on Crisp and PP God. Glad we set this one up.
There is the opportunity here for FPX if they want to still... Oh, I was going to say not go towards the Galio, but maybe something like a Twisted Fate and still have this big impact when it comes to that mid-game. You haven't seen what Mo wants to go for in this mid lane, though, and we still know that Fiddlesticks is on the cards as well, though. So we'll have to see how all this is going to churn out.
Especially with it, when you already got the Ezreal Graves. But we've gone so far down in the support pool. There is a Yuumi available, but Crisp is not that kind of player that wants to play Yuumi all that much, right? He's a great Leona himself. He's a great Nautilus.
I mean, that's all we kind of seen out of him so far. The set's been the other major pick for him. I mean, look, you know he's been around long enough he can play a lot of these champions, but there we go. Looks like potentially here, this is still not guaranteed to be going towards Crisp or Doomby. We'll wait to see if this loss lock in, but I think it's just buying time to see what the support role they want to fit in is.
Doomby hasn't died on this pick if it is him. A Brom would be a throwback.
I mean, it works well here. Brom, obviously you can do pretty well with the Leona engage, where you just toss up the shield and you're able to block a lot of the incoming AD carry damage and buy yourself a lot of time. Makes this bot lane, though, very susceptible to being pushed in and starting to chip away at the towers for SamD and PP God. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised here. Karma, at least, like, I'm actually not sure. So you got 2 seconds tether, I think. Would.
Okay.
So I think you will. The thing that I'm working through the math in my head is because when you look at this Fiddlesticks, you want to be able to get the full benefit of your reap off, right? Because then you get the cooldown reduction, you get that last tick of damage to help burst the wave.
Of the drain, you mean?
Exactly. Of the bountiful harvest. Yeah. Actually, sorry. Yeah. The big thing here though is Karma's root won't come in fast enough, I believe, to root him. I could be wrong with that. I think you will just about get it off as this Fiddlestick. So, I mean, it's a nice pick here for Mole, and will keep Doomby honest and in lane and give the opportunity for Mole to roam here.
I mean, because V5, it's so easy to be like, well, they're probably going to get outscaled, right? Like, we look at how this comp sets up, and there's a lot of pick potential built up here for game one.
And this is where V5 have actually been quite strong, is, as we talked about, having Weiwei match the jungle, keeping him under track, and then finding the opportunity to make these quick picks as they set up for objectives sooner, just off of Weiwei's direction. This is where we were talking about PP God and Weiwei's strengths as shot callers lies.
I like that we've come into game one with the Fiddlesticks.
I knew it was going to come in. I was just waiting for it to happen.
Only been played in the LPL by these two mid laners, Mole and Doomby, only people to pick it up. Now Mole shows us a second game, and this is going to be fun. Can V5 continue their run? 5-1 right now in the LPL. LGD are the only team to have taken them down. They've beaten BLG, Vici, RNG, OMG, and DMO. Some mixed names, but coming off a 2-0 against RNG, that's hype to go up against the 2019 World Champions. We'll see how they fare going into the form of V5, because FPX right now needs some wins on the board.
I cannot wait to see these team fights. Because on the one hand, you got V5. As you said, you've got a bit of a pick comp that you can work with. But also your team fighting is pretty damn strong, where you've got Mole on this Fiddlesticks who can dive in aggressively, disrupt a lot of FPX's front-to-back setup.
Yep.
Yeah, Mole already starting. But and as well, then, you've already got a lot of enablement for the likes of you, even Weiwei in these fights as well. But when you look over at FPX's side, hey, look, you got LWX who's going to come online about that 17-minute mark. You're looking over at Doomby as well, who's going to be spiking pretty hard off of 1 to 2 items. So FPX can look to fight at these early dragons, and I think we're going to have a big old scrap when we do get to that third Drake.
Just excited to see that we've got a fun lane ahead through mid. I remember what we've seen so far. I know that's sarcasm.
It's not at all. Okay.
Dagda, we got to start reading my sarcasm because
look, you just sound dejected a lot, to be honest.
Hey, that's true. Mole is going to press W in the middle of a minion wave, and Doomby's going to press a Q, and that's going to be the end of it.
Yeah.
As surprise party Fiddlesticks is the skin. Nicely done.
Woohoo! Yeah.
No.
At least this sound isn't as obnoxious. So from a viewer's point of view, I'm fine. Base skin fiddle, this noise is so annoying to listen to.
I will say, if it was anything, do you remember when Pike got remade and his W, when
global.
he goes, there was like a global sound. Could you imagine if the party poppers were that loud for Fiddlesticks? As we got junglers making their way to the top side. It's a single buff into Raptors clear here for Tien. A little bit faster, of course, as Weiwei has gone for single targets with blue buff now heading up towards the Wolves. So we're heading towards that top side ever so slowly for both junglers. As PP God gets a stun, but concussive blows are going to go through the Zenith Blade. They hit 2 first, and Chris gets exhausted down. They're too far forward. The Unbreakable goes on up. He has to flash away. LWX has to leave, and that was just a rookie error from LWX and Chris.
Back and forth it goes. Yes, you do hit the level 2 first, but when all said and done, LWX does have a higher health bar, but Crisp going a bit over-aggressive here. A lot burnt from the Braum.
Just surprised that they get caught out by a level 2. That's Summoners down for Crisp. And we'll see what happens now. Exhaust was burnt by PP God. They're pushing into the bottom wave while Doomby actually getting a bit of priority towards topside river. Scares off Bubu a little bit. Just pushing in as Mole. You okay. Get used to that noise.
So I'm not too worried about Doomby if I'm V5 getting that ward, because this is the thing. Mole is already pushed out. He'll be able to come join, help out when it comes to picking up this Rift Scuttler. So that's why you can already see Tien has moved down towards bottom side. He doesn't want to deal with both mid and top pressure. So when it comes to Weiwei and getting the advantages as Nidalee, he can play pretty heavily through this top quadrant of FPX and try and set Tien behind.
Look at what V5 are doing though. Just spotting him out. Look to contest the Scuttle. They won't find it, but still getting a bit of information down. So Scuttle for Scuttle. As Tien is set up for, well, there's no dragon here, of course. We're a minute away. So Tien's going to back away for now. Mole is setting his effigies in the dust, in the brush.
This is pretty much just standard for Fiddlesticks, is trying to get vision control as much as he can off of your effigies, just so you can continue to just bountiful harvest over and over again. because you are a little bit susceptible to a gank. You still have that fear, which can make it a little bit annoying for a jungler trying to get in, but if you've got hard CC like Doombeat does, it can make it a little bit easier to set up that gank for, or onto Mole even.
As we saw a camp getting taken away, Weiwei elongates his back, and Tien is a bit behind of the clear right now and even loses his Raptors. So a small net win here for Weiwei as he goes back, picks up the skirmishing smite.
Weiwei can just path down towards this bottom side once again, though. You're going to have Mole, who, after TPing back to lane, will shove in and then can move over towards this dragon just as it spawns up. I know it's a little bit early, but you have an Italy, SamD, and PP God are very much in control of this bottom lane as well, so they're going to be in good shape to go towards this.
Doombeat got poked out a little bit. I think it was by the Reap, and Mole sees him, but he can't do too much, so he'll stand here. He'll press W again. God, I miss old Fiddlesticks, but this is nice and ridiculous. This is old Fiddlesticks level of ridiculous. There's in a bit of CS lead, but the wave's going to crash. Mole gets to walk about again. He's not 6 yet, though. Doesn't care. Still going.
So you can see at the moment, Khan is hovering in base. Will eventually burn that TP back towards top lane. I wasn't sure if they're waiting to see if V5 are going to try and make a play on towards Dragon, but with Mole showing in bot lane, they'll be damn certain that some funny business is going on in this bottom side river.
I love how LWX just gets eaten by Mole and he walks back. So not much happened, but Mole could be walking into a trap. The rest of V5 are here. He's going to drain for now. Stands in the middle. Chris puts up the Unbreakable, but Weiwei's here. Lands the spear onto the support. First blood over to V5. And this is the thing. You can't kill him. As he hits level 6, he forces out a double flash. V5 with a massive net gain.
This is why you don't go on to Fiddlesticks. He runs Aftershock, he builds tanky, and you cannot get through him when he drains. And you see firsthand, FPX, despite Doombeat spamming this Fiddlesticks in Korean solo queue, is clearly not prepared for it.
And V5 go back to Dragon. I'm sorry, it's like when I first heard the name PP God. This is going to take me a while, folks. But Dragon to go down to V5, 1,500 gold up through the CS lead that's built in the jungle, through the assist that's come through mid, and a small CS lead down the bottom side. This is a good early game against the 2019 World Champions.
And we've seen that this is the best way to deal with FPX, is have a champion that forces Doombeat to just stay in mid lane. He can't go help Khan, he can't go help LWX and Crisp, and he's forced to just try and clear these waves over and over. Fiddlesticks does just that, and now it's going to be difficult for FPX to try and enact some of these plays they like to. And when you get to the later stages, yes, they do end up having a comp that will outscale, but this early game with already the Dragons being started to amount for V5, there'll be a fair few fights where V5 are just in a better position.
And I love what we saw there on our screen, that Weiwei picks up the blue buff. He got the first kill, he has a lead in the jungle. Instead of giving it over to Mole, I mean, Mole, as you said, he's the tank. He's going to sit there in mid, he's going to drain. Not really going to run out of much mana if he clears the wave anyway. So for Weiwei, he's set up to succeed. He already has runic echoes as he goes back.
And as well, we're actually looking at the Glacial Shroud here from Mole, so oftentimes we'd see more of a tendency towards the Spirit Visage first against an AP lane, but understanding that, look, Doombeat isn't going to be the main source of damage in these fights, and he's not really poking Mole out anyway right now, so just going for that armor build instead, and then we'll be able to have more of an impact in the team fights.
It's fun to see a champion that actually builds Frozen Heart again on League of Legends.
Yeah,
it's an item that we I think don't ever see.
Was Urgot the last? Oh,
Urgot
maybe?
I mean, it's still a pretty gold efficient item from memory.
It is for armor, but it's just if you don't have the health there to back it up, it doesn't matter a huge amount. But that's kind of why I fell out. And
oh, Fiddle, here we go. Doombeat's going to be called out. Reaped on down, flashes forward from PP God. They're behind turret. Mole is taking up. Flashes away, survives for now. Tien does have collateral damage, but not sure. Almost kills. Oh, what a duo from FPX. LWX picks up his kill.
Well played by FPX to turn that one back around, but you can see pressure from V5 already coming where they want to get aggressive. And again, this is what we talked about for V5. They have been impeccable when it comes to their objective control. Dragon won, Rift Herald won, and already getting that for at least some blood for themselves in this game.
The bottom lane roam to mid. They're heading on towards 2 turrets. Weiwei has the Rift Herald, but doesn't really need to drop it here as Tien shows up. And SamD picking up a much-needed CS, while LWX does trade. So good news for the bottom lane of FPX, because LWX picked up that last kill as well.
Yeah, and a good read from FPX, because this is something that V5 like to do a lot, which is getting all 5 members involved in Rift Heralds and just reading, hey, look, we don't need to do it.
Cyclone top into Dominus. Khan is going to take the trade. The second version comes out as Weiwei's in for the spear. The Javelin Toss doesn't connect, but heal for Bubu as he tanks the turret himself. Weiwei launched on Khan into the mirror image. Too many bits of turret damage, but Bubu gets in nicely as Weiwei takes the last one.
And again, we're seeing V5 playing so well with Weiwei, being able to set up plays for Bubu off of that play in the top side that Khan started.
Doomby to match. FPX behind. 2k gold
Look
at
at
10
the mid
minutes.
lane, though. V5 are fine. They're going to go, cool. You go protect top lane. We're just going to take your mid.
Oh my god, the Javelin Toss connects as well. Over to Tien. Weiwei's behind enemy lines. And the better jungler wins. Tien just needs one more auto and he goes down. And Weiwei has the biggest balls I've ever seen.
That was amazing from Weiwei. And they can still make this play mid. V5, I asked if they could make early plays against FPX. Well, they've answered resoundingly yes.
True Shot Barrage can't clear the wave. The Heralds through mid. Sam D is about to benefit off so much gold. And Weiwei ahead by 25 CS in the jungle. 2 kills and now turret plating.
And you're starting to see these first items come in for V5 as well. So when this Infernal Dragon spawns, they're going to be so strong.
Well, PP God may have been caught out. However, Soul Flare for the return. Khan is only a mirror image as Chris joins in the play as well. That was an ultimate from PP God. And they managed to get away after all said and done. A 3k name, 4k gold lead at 10 minutes.
This is incredible from V5. And Weiwei, we talked about this quadrant belonging to him.
Oh my god.
Spots out Tien
essentially
for a second.
blind.
I mean, this is absolutely beautiful. And now we get to cut over towards the dragon fight where it is for an Infernal. FPX may want to fight, but honestly, I think just give it up at this stage. You haven't got your Sheen on LWX. Yes, Doinby has this Athenes, but you're not really in a position right now to try and go against V5. Actually, looking at the items here, Bubu opting for this Blade of the Rune King Renekton. So he's going to extend how long he's valuable against COD in that side lane to make sure there's just nowhere that FPX can win out on for a while.
Because remember what we talked about with composition, scaling here for FPX quite obviously, while V5 want to continue the ball rolling. And the pick potential so far has been pretty good. But Sam D, we haven't seen the Enchanted Crystal Arrow because it hasn't needed to be used. Just remember that's another part of the kit as Dragon gets started up.
Yeah, I mean, look, their team fighting's super strong right now. Their pick potential's really strong, and even the split push by Bubu right now is going to be causing a little bit of issues for FPX right now, but they're picking up the objectives that they need, and now you're looking at Soul Point already coming up soon, so V5 really hammering home that they want to fight FPX at their own.
And this is a carry build being built here by Weiwei, who has such a lead. The Seeker's Armor Guard in hand. Instead of something like the Athenes that we normally see, Weiwei invading once again. He already has a 30 CS lead in the jungle, but FPX are responding.
Mole is here as well, though, and they want to clear out this vision before Mole gets here so we can again get that big ol' fear, but we'll have to see if he's going to be able to do so now, sneaking about.
The poke is insane. You mentioned Mole over the wall. The Crow Storm in with the Solar Flare locked on down. V5 have the lockdown, but the True Shot Barrage does its damage as PP God will be the first to fall. Khan comes in as well, and it's over ambitious here from V5 as a double kill goes to LWX.
It was too late coming in for Bubu. You already had Khan well on his way. A lot of damage being able to put down by FPX, and they're able to separate out that fight beautifully where they can turn on towards Mole and towards PP God, remove them, and then turn towards the rest of V5.
And the bleeding is sowed to a degree here for FPX. Another fight like that, another issue that goes wrong for V5. And this early game lead could start to disintegrate. So after this, we see the game turns around yet again.
So Weiwei not able to get the follow-up damage here, thanks to Doomby being able to keep him under pressure across the wall. Can't finish off Crisp, and the rest of FPX just get here far quicker. Khan quicker on the trigger with the teleport. He's involved in the fight, gets the knock-up on Mole before Mole can flash over the wall. And this is where V5, bit over-ambitious, but you got to be prepared to make these quick calls as Mole.
As Ignite goes down, that's going to stop the healing. Mole has Aftershock. He flashes away. It's versus 3. The concussive blows land as well. Doomby under turret, but yeah, we're doing this drain thing again. And in the middle of the minion wave, Mole is going to get back to full health. So worth an attempt here for FPX, but Fiddlesticks once again.
I mean, he's low. Eventually,
there we go.
do get something. But look, I mean, V5 can now answer anywhere else on the map. You have Weiwei down here, 1v1 against Khan, but more trying to protect BuBu as he goes towards the turret.
Should be able to take this one. SamD backs away from mid lane as well after getting Blade of the Ruin King and double dagger in his inventory. You mentioned BuBu. He's on the way towards Blade of the Ruin King, so I like the build adaptation considering what V5's objective is in this game. As we're doing this again, are you ready? Mole, does he have Crow Storm? Well, he's going to use it on the spot. Drains on the spot. Doomby takes the turret shot. Mole just needs to drain again. This card. Stop diving the fiddlesticks. FPX are lucky they got out alive.
Oh, I love it. How do you have Doomby play this with you and not realize it's a terrible idea to keep trying to do this?
He played it and he started it.
I know. And even then, you've got this amazing Ashe ult from SamD to keep him safe as well. Nearly managing to get the kill, but off of that, V5 now will pick up the second Rift Herald, and with this 4,000 gold lead, they can look to extend it even further.
I want a replay of that
this
so
This
badly.
is why Fiddle is so stupid.
Oh, man. It took 3 people, and I think that won't happen again. I think FPX have learnt their lesson as Weiwei for the second Herald. Yeah, I do. Zonya's also on Weiwei is a big part to notice. He's invading once again. The aggression continues.
I think they're just here to try and protect Mo. I don't think they're actually trying to go aggressive here. More waiting to just add a bit more gold into their back pockets. And you still have this Rift Herald available, so if they can start to draw members of FPX around the map, well, then you can shove in these side lanes, congregate in.
Khan might be caught out. The Zenith blade onto the clone. Lucky to get out, of course, but Khan was a bit deep there.
Khan is going to be super difficult for V5 to lock down because a lot of this engage can be blocked by his clone. So the likes of SamD's ult, where you've got PP God is going to be trying to get those stuns as well. If he can quickly skedaddle with the clone, it means that you've at least got someone on FPX that can check some of these bushes or at least get some vision control back. But we're 40 seconds away from this dragon, and look at that gold.
7,400 on Weiwei. Where is Tien? All the way down the bottom. He's 2.5k.
God.
Ahead of Tien. Now, Tien was the 2019 World's MVP. So, Weiwei is outperforming by 2 levels in this game. 2 items with a 50 CS lead.
LWX is performing really well, though. He's sitting on 3 kills right now. He's picked up enough that he's actually going to be a bit of a menace here at these team fights. But CV5 trying to suffocate out the vision for FPX, not giving them an opportunity to go towards this dragon.
That party balloon was placed down by Mole to scan out the vision. Dragon now spawns. And FPX have no intention of being here, but the next one will lead to an Ocean Soul. When you have an Ashe, when you've got an Italy who's constantly in combat, I mean, when you got this team, Fiddlesticks was Ocean. Does not sound, silly. I just realized with Spirit Message that does not sound like fun.
No, it is not. I think we've seen it before, but or at least we are close to it. And yeah, it is not enjoyable. You cannot kill this Fiddlesticks with Bountiful Harvest. But you see again, this is Mole looking to find these picks, trying to make sure that he's just wandering through the jungle, being in nuisance, making sure you've got to play extra cautious as FPX, especially with no objectives on the map. It's buying time for BuBu to get these side lane pressure down, and it's hard for FPX to try and answer for this.
I mean, FPX are spotted out on the top side as 3 members, and V5 just pushed down mid here. PP God and SamD should be able to push this fast with Rift Herald in tow as well. This is going to be a trade in the end, it looks like. LWX the only person to hold mid, and BuBu is still bot.
Oh, wait, we got Weiwei sneaking around, trying to get onto LWX.
Javelin Toss not going to land, though. Still hard for an Ezreal who has Arcane Shift available. As the Javelin Toss actually will land in the end, and they get damage on the inhibitor turret, and BuBu gets bot.
I'll take that trade any day as V5. You're getting 2 inner turrets, trading it for a top tier 1. It doesn't mean anything at the end of the day. So right now, V5, you've just seen there's a Ruinous Hurricane picked up for SamD. Mole is now very much on his way towards that Frozen Heart. Spirit Visage now completed. This is looking dicey for FPX.
What timeline is this?
I don't know. I don't know what happened. Oh, we've gone off into a weird old place, hysterics in the LPL.
It's so nice to see that V5 are not 0-17. I have to say, it's still a nice... There's so much more to discuss as... Hang on. Tien's not going to take it. Okay. We're thinking about it, but it will be BuBu who gets away in the end as well, while LWX pushes through mid. 2-item Ezreal here going to be the Hope the Scaler that FPX lead with.
I'd also like to point out the difference between Khan's items right now and BuBu's. It's a little bit drastic because you've already got 2 completed items versus a bunch of components for Khan. So BuBu is very much in command of this bottom lane split push, which is why you're seeing FPX trying to send multiple members to help. And they will get the turret, which is great, getting some gold back in the favor, but you are giving it a lot of control over towards V5, towards this Baron area.
At the very least for FPX, at this point, getting a turret with no trade from V5, that's a win. Game going on, still a win as we've talked about. V5 now getting super aggressive towards this jungle, and Tien has lost a lot of CS at this point. And Weiwei still level 12, 2 levels over him. As Doomby's going to get engaged on the lockdown as he takes a javelin toss. Confident, LWX is behind him. But takes another one here. PP God poked on out. Crisp joining the fray. Mole closely behind as well. Sam D's here too. Mid getting pushed on in. You can see what their goal is. It's bottom side approaching the inhibitor.
Yeah, because Khan is going to be shown in that top side. They know that they're free to go for it, so push in mid, rotate towards this bottom side, and Mole just trying to play in the shadows here, so FPX constantly have to doubt as to where this Fiddlesticks is.
Almost towards the second item as well. Sitting on that Spirit Visage for a while with the Glacial Shroud. There's Mole over the wall. Here we go. LWX, good dodge away. The Arcane Shift missed time there from V5, unfortunately. As Tien joins, and that's 2 ultis burned out. At least a minute 30 till Dragon won't affect them.
They'll be back up. They'll be fine. It's not like you're going to suddenly have FPX turn towards the Baron and try and take a fight. So they will nicely, though, for FPX's side, get back vision control of their own jungle before this Dragon comes up. So it does make it a little bit easier for them to try and defend against this Soul. And they really need to right now, because if you end up gifting that over, V5 are going to be in such a strong position.
A minute to go. Khan's grouped up as well. Weiwei's now backing and resetting. I'm curious about his items too. Yep, a lot of damage from Mole. It's going to take him a while to get that Gromp, but FPX do get the Scuttle Crab towards River, and they've cleared out a lot of vision from V5. A pick here would delay the Dragon, as Khan is going to get feared away. Mole spotted out, 30 seconds to go.
BuBu, though, is hovering off the side. I believe he's been spotted by Tien, so FPX are looking to back it up a little bit so they don't have the Croc in at their midst, but still, a lot of poke can come through on both sides here from the Nidalee and the Ezreal.
They move into the choke. BuBu's now moved in himself. He's got Black Cleaver. Damage done to Khan. PP God ready as well. The Javelin Toss only onto the clone, luckily enough, as Crisp is caught out. Over the wall, stand behind me, but the Solar Flare for the follow-up. He goes gold while BuBu zones off the rest of the team. They need Khan to get him, but Crisp, he's a bit of support. Mole will get him first. Forward goes BuBu. The Enchantress Arrow hits Doinby. The Javelin Toss wide as V5's front line is starting to get burnt down. Khan helps give LWX another kill, but it is a trade-off in the end as Doinby almost dies from the Javelin Toss. It is a 1-for-2, or 1-for-1 rather, with Dragon now starting.
Tien is still alive, and so is Weiwei, though we could have a repeat performance here. PP God hiding for the Flash Zenith Blade.
Oh, the teleport coming in. It's a little bit late on the side. It's a double TP, in fact. FPX forcing it out, but Ocean Soul's given over to V5. Sam D in the middle of the fight, trying to kite back, and FPX are in a choke. They don't need the Fiddle ulti with PP God going forward. Can't try to get this Ashe, but Ocean Soul gives V5 the hope with another double over the way. This game could be theirs.
V5 are going to look straight towards this Baron as well. They're looking to keep this snowball rolling, and what a fight from V5. Sam D outsmarting Khan with his flash, managed to avoid it, managed to heal up, and BuBu, he's got straight top. He wants a few more of these turrets while V5 Baron it up.
He's got full control over the top side. There's no way FPX get anywhere near this Baron. That's going to fall super fast. And that steal from Weiwei, this game from Weiwei, has shown you why he's quickly risen to the top of the jungle pool.
He has looked so damn good, and for someone that was kept in the dark on Sunny Nest, now coming up to V5, finding a home in the most unlikely of places and looking amazing. Big mistake here from Crisp, though. We highlighted at the start, look, this has been at least a little bit more consistent from the bottom lane, but Crisp getting caught out sets this all up, and nearly getting the turnaround here with Khan having this great ult, and especially with Doomby and LWX here, in these chokes, it's really difficult for the likes of Sam D and also BuBu to have major impacts in the backfight. But this is, so watch, oh, is this? No, it's Weiwei. I was going to say, this is the steal, yeah. But watch Sam D, flashes away. Khan is actually chasing him through this brush. And it means that Sam D manages to outsmart Khan long enough that he can heal up off the Blade of the Rune King, heal up off of Dragon Soul and a heal of his own, and just run away with the fight.
I mean, Weiwei's heal just does so much, even without the supportive items. It's pretty insane at this point. And V5 have a 7k gold lead against FunPlus Phoenix.
And Dragon Soul.
And Baron.
A lot of damage.
And a lot of damage, well said. We got 2 items across the board and then some. Athene's was just picked up now by Weiwei, so those heals are going to be even more painful to deal with. Plus you have a blasting one in hand. Weiwei has smacked Tien on the bottom in this game 1.
And I wanted to see this. This was the test for me for Weiwei. Can he control this map against Tien? Can he exert his dominance in this jungle matchup? He takes the Nidalee, he does just that.
But Khan can bring this game back. Even with Ocean Soul, the re-engage with Cyclone into the backline. But the enchantment for Solaro from Sam D. He only finds one. It's onto PP God, who also carried the rest of that fight as BuBu comes in. Dominance at the ready. Mole is over the wall and he'll die. But that could have been so much worse. But FPX have a numbers advantage. Slow does not connect. The Javelin Toss does with the volley as well, but they're back at full health. FPX now need to run.
There's going to be poke and heals on both sides from Doomby and from Weiwei, but Sam D coming forward. He still have that Baron, Khan on the side, but no ult available for the Monkey King.
I mean, Ocean Soul makes this so much harder. Ocean Soul with the heal from the Fed Nidalee. And it ends there after Mole goes down.
You still have a lot of wave clear from Tien and Doomby, which is going to make it difficult for V5, even with the Baron buff. And Mole, unfortunately, trying to make that play, come in over the wall, ends up just gifting his life and giving enough time for FPX to steady the boat.
Mole is back alive now. And we reset. It's still a 9k gold lead. So FPX have still very much in the seat of, oh no, this game's pretty much done. However.
The thing is, though, you have a big ol' LWX.
Yes.
He's 5 kills, has that Last Whisper upgrade with the Mortal Reminder, now working towards his Death Stance. So he's going to do a lot of work in these team fights. Empower him with Doomby, and now you've even only made that worse. So Khan, although has been set behind early, massively, as you can see from the CS numbers, he's only just after finishing his Black Cleaver. He can still just set up LWX for success, because it's just about CCing the front line long enough that this Ezreal can do the work. So V5 are still going to be iffy when it comes to these fights, but as long as they can set up correctly where you do have Mole in these flanks, and BuBu can get in thanks to Sam D or PP God's ultimates, it can work a lot better for them.
Hey, item breakpoint here, sir. Void Staff for the Nidalee.
Oh, jeez.
So,
yeah.
Yeah, that's how confident you are with the way this game's been going. And there is almost a flame horizon for Weiwei over Tien. 4 level difference. Tien has been shut out of this game. I've said it many times. But look across other lanes. While Doomby has a lead himself, of course, over the Fiddlesticks, who doesn't farm much, Sam D's now punched over 310 CS at 27 minutes.
And he's been impeccable in these fights. The positioning from Sam D, we always praised, and it's coming out and helping save some of these fights that FPX are doing their darndest to win back. Now, though, BuBu and Mole trying to see if they can play keep away in the jungle. Look at the amount of traps littered around this place.
Yeah. It looks like Weiwei is ready. As Mole is doing the same. Double. He's an effigy. He's got an effigy behind him. They expect not to see him. He does show himself a little bit, though. Drains and fears, but not too much damage as you would expect. FPX are pushing mid. Baron has expired, but Elder's up in 30 seconds.
And that's why you can see BuBu hovering down towards bottom side. They want to be like, look, BuBu, you can continue to shove in. FPX got some wards, though, which are spotting out his roam mid.
Sam D poked down a little bit. Bit of damage onto Mole as well. PP God wants to start this one up. It goes back as BuBu in for the flank over Doomby. FPX are quite low, but BuBu is not committing. The heal up from Doomby with the shield still there. He's going to be backing away, but he's backing on a...
He has teleport, though. He has a teleport. It's okay. He should be able to make it back in here. but you still got to be super careful. They're checking with that Ezreal ultimate to make sure the V5 are on it. Here we go.
There's that TP. It's Doomby riding in versus
Mole.
Five. They still haven't spotted out Mole, who gets into the middle and starts up a party. Elder secured, and with it, an easy game because LWX is going to get exploded as well.
I can hear the Shrek from here, hysterics. I'm a believer, and I never should have doubted in V5's capabilities. They will close out this game in what was a masterclass from the new kids on the block.
Way dismantled FPX and TN. They'll run it through the base and destroy everything. The death timer's not that long. But even with Elder, V5 are confident they want to end it here. PP God's going to take this one up. Doomby has to flash away as Bubu himself has facilitated his role this game. V5 as a unit exposed the Nexus. They're on it. They just need to hit it away as Sam D is going to be the target. But it's done. V5 dismantle the world's 2019 champions.
V5 2020 World Champions is looking a little bit brighter of a dream after that game, because my word,